Hey guys, if you don't remember, I'm gonna start doing some reviews of movies and shows and games and basically everything that came out 20 years ago because I don't know why, I just love anniversaries for some reason. And I've already mentioned this on TikTok, but I'm also gonna do things like this on YouTube as well because might as well just spread the word, right? And the first thing I wanted to bring up is that there's going to be lots of movies that I'm going to talk about first before I move on to shows and games. And this first movie that I have right here is kind of a hidden gem and also a guilty pleasure amongst most early 2000s kids. I was only like 5 or 4.5 when this movie came out. And I got to watch it lots of times with my older siblings back when it was on DVD. In fact, I still have the DVD right here. And check this movie out. It's Agent Cody Banks. Yeah, this just reeks of early 2000s awesomeness. It's basically what you'd expect. It has Frankie Muniz, the guy from Malcolm in the Middle, Hilary Duff, the girl from Lizzie McGuire. You got two well known teen stars at the time in a freaking movie together. How awesome is that? And of course, it's a spy movie. Because back in the late 90s and early 2000s, spy movies were all the rage. I don't know if it was because of Mission Impossible or James Bond being relevant even more so than ever at that point, and now everyone is making spy movies. I mean, come on, Vin Diesel had his own movie called Triple X or XXX, but not that other kind. I mean, like a spy that likes doing sports stunts and stuff like that. Yeah, but we'll talk about that movie some other time, even though that movie's technically now old enough to drink. Yeah, 21 years old, haha. Anyway, back to Agent Cody Banks. It's a spy movie, basically, and from what I've heard, it's produced by Madonna. Yeah, the queen of pop herself, Madonna. The one that refuses to retire because there's a lot of queens of pop. Come on. Anyway, yeah. The movie starts off, like I said, with any other typical kid that's a bit of a typical kid that's also a little awkward, who's also here to save the day. He saved a toddler from driving a friggin' car on his own. Yeah, poor parenting from that woman's part. And the CIA apparently needs someone to get rid of the bad guys, obviously. And I'm not going to spoil the whole movie too much. I'm just going to give out the major plot points. The CIA decided to grab a kid that happens to be part of some kind of summer camp that's a part of the CIA, and they needed Agent Cody Banks himself to be a part of it. And apparently they need to get with the scientist's daughter, who is played by Hilary Duff, of course. And that's how they get together. It was a little awkward along the way. You know, social awkwardness. I'm socially awkward, so I can kind of relate to this. And after a while, you go through a lot of silly adventures, a little over the top action, and that's how the movie goes. I think the best part of the movie, along with its timing and setting, it's also the music. The music is pretty underrated. In fact, it's so good that they actually brought it back in the second movie. And by the way, the second movie is far worse than the first movie. The first movie got reviews, but I feel like the second movie got a lot worse, I think, because I personally didn't like it because the casting was different. It felt like a standalone sequel and not an actual direct sequel. And most importantly, it felt kind of rushed since it was made less than a year after the first movie. It wasn't even shot back to back. It was probably shot like less than a year later, probably. I don't know. But yeah, Agent Cody Banks is a good movie. It's a decent guilty pleasure, and for those of you all who liked it, let me know what you think of it. And best of all, it's actually free to watch on YouTube from time to time. There's times where it's on YouTube and other times it's not on YouTube. But to me, if it's never on YouTube, I get the DVD. And by the way, this DVD case is already fading. As you can tell, the picture's fading. It's not the sunlight that's in the way. It's actually kind of dark and cloudy outside. The DVD case is sun faded for so many years now. I'm probably going to buy a new replacement case. The disc itself has already been cleaned up because I already watched it so many times. Sometimes it can be scratched, but don't worry. I'll clean it up. Don't worry. So I hope you all enjoyed this quick review. I'm not really that much into a full-on review guide. It's more like a quick one, just to tell you all what I think of it and what the major plot points are. So yeah, that's all I gotta say to you guys.